Yo, 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 family, how we doing? Welcome back. It's your boy D coming back at you for another freaking video, right? And you know what time it is, like I said. Today I got some awesome information, some juicy information, some data, right? I need to point out to y'all. We're gonna talk about it on AMC, on Lucid, and there's always opportunity in the market, in my opinion. We're gonna talk about Redbox too, all right? So, of course, there's a lot of crazy stuff going out there. There's a lot of, in my opinion, corruption, criminal activity, manipulation going on in the whole stock market, right? And the apes have been saying this over and over and over. And now we can just take a look at some other data to help you, understand that a little more, and that it's not just AMC, it's not just GameStop, right? It's a battle between retail and the hedge funds and the major institutions. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, right? Take it for educational and hopefully entertainment purposes only, right? So welcome back to D's Daily DD, where we don't stress because we stay blessed, all right? And I got you with the information, guys, as always, all right? So let's go ahead and jump into it, Of course, as always, thank you to the subscribers, but I want to jump into the information today. So let's do it. It's been a couple of days since I posted. I just been busy and I have to work, a bartending job as well. So, when I feel like there's some heavy information, some important information, I always come back and make a video, right? So, yeah, today, guys, I want to show you, just what's absolutely disgusting, right? From the media with AMC, guys. I mean, they're starting to point the finger at us for some things that are going on. Okay, so if you haven't seen this video, I'm sure a lot of you have. I mean, it's been going on, it's been being talked about in the AMC community, but Ken Griffin has said that the retail rally of January 2021 that resulted is the in the bankruptcy of Melvin Capital was not a good moment in America capital market history or whatever, right? So he did some interview there. Hey, Citadel Securities, retail investors did not cause teachers' pensions to disappear. The over-leveraged, cocky, arrogant, careless, dangerous bets by firms like Melvin Capital did, and you enabled them, right? We, the investors, we're here to stay, right? AMC, apes together strong. Yeah, so, they're pointing us, mainstream media, they're saying that because we're holding our stock, that's like why the market is crashing, right? Which they're just confirming that we're still here, still holding, right? In my opinion, guys. So they're just pointing the finger. They need to point the finger at somebody, but we were not the ones that were in charge of that capital, right? Like Melvin Capital, right? Those managers that, made the trades, the decisions to get into something, the short selling, right? They're the ones who made those decisions, right? We did not have an influence on that, right? We just came after the fact. Like after they had already done all that, that's when we came in, right? And that's when we started learning and doing our due diligence and researching and just, learning about how the market is structured and all that. So like, we are not the same apes. We're not the same people that we were, right, when this all started. Like, at least I don't think I am, right? I've actually learned a lot about options and, what goes where when you place that order and so on, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out that, it's kind of weird that they're saying that we caused this, right? But nope, I disagree. Now, the thing about the internet, the thing about the apes, guys, like they're starting to call us names and point at us, right? So the people they're not gonna take that, right? This is the internet. I mean, check this out. So what's trending today is AMC addict, right? Because they're saying that we are addicts to AMC and blah blah blah. But this is how you can tell like the people are still here, still in it, right? Look at all this going on. So everybody's tweeting about it. Guess what, Shorty? I'm also an AMC addict. My name is Daddy, and I'm a severe AMC addict. Every time Ken Griffin lied, I buy more. I just can't help myself. The AMC army has me hooked. Honestly, all there is left to say is the AMC not leaving. I had to buy more AMC because I'm an addict, right? So everyone's just poking fun at it, right? Never selling. Good morning. My name is AMC Cowboy, and I'm an AMC addict. I put, hello. I'm D, and I'm an AMC addict, right? Guilty because I hold my shares, right? And I buy when I can as well, right? So I must be addicted, I guess. All right, guys. So yeah, I just wanted to show you, right? The media could do whatever they want, but we're always going to, poke fun right back, right? Like we're not gonna go down, right? We're not gonna go down without a fight. So just wanted to point this out, guys. People still buying shares, but I absolutely can show you that there's no more shares left. All right, I'm gonna point that out right now with some data. Okay, so let's go over this because this is a user of intellect, right? Has a huge following, 29K here, but she made some good points here. Look, I believe it's a woman by the picture, but AMC short interest before June 2021 run up, right, was 102 million shares on loan, 120 million Day to cover 1 days to cover. AMC short interest now is 114 million on loan, which it went up to 160 million, right? So right now, currently, 160 million shares, 159 million shares on loan, right? Like that's insane. If we're already holding, 90 some percent of the float, how is it that now 160 million shares are on loan? That means a lot of people don't know that they're lending their shares out, right? In my opinion. So remember to always turn off the share lending program. That's what I did. Days to cover 3.3 days. Utilization has been 100% for over 3 months. It is safe to say the all-time high. Is it safe to say the all-time high of $72 is no match for this much pressure? And yes, I agree. This is amazing data. This is what I've been paying attention to. 22% of the short interest, even though it's only 85% of the reported data. Ortex has stated that they don't have the 100%. They don't have the full picture. They have said that, right? But these are the numbers, in my opinion, why like AMC is set to squeeze. Like, look at the cost to borrow: 7.94, the max. The minimum 1%, and current SI is 113. But there's 159 million shares on loan, guys. Like, when AMC went from 12 to 72, there was only about 80 some million shares on loan, right? So now there's 159 million, which theoretically, right, if the same move happened, that means AMC would be double the price, right? Around 140 bucks a share, just with the same amount of pressure, right? And now, even though Ken Griffin is, bashing on us, pointing fingers at us, he has his hands in the pot, right? Like, this is the recent buys for AMC. There's some accent, right? Some shorts that are popping up here or whatever, but these are old positions. They're just holding. The green ones are new, so 32,000, 12,000 that these funds just bought right yesterday. And then we're gonna go down, and this, just when I saw this shit just blew my mind, right? This is not even possible, right? Going down, going down. Oh, what do we see here? So Citadel, right? So they have 4.8 million puts, and they also have 9.9 million calls, right? So if you're familiar with options, guys, what a call, each call represents 100 shares, right? So when you multiply this times the 100 shares, that's 990 million shares. Like, that's not even AMC, the outstanding shares, the float, right, is supposed to be 516 million. And just alone in the Citadel calls here, you have 990 million shares, right? And this is as of the 16th of May, right, that they're holding these. Absolutely insane. And then you have this company, D Shaw, they're holding 11.6 million shares, not calls, just shares, right? But there has been a lot of buying, a lot of activity here, right? As you can see, some puts as well have come in and out, but there is a lot of green too. So that means, that the institutions are adding, like, in my opinion, because something's coming. We have catalysts in June that we're all waiting on. I know that the June 3rd date has popped up. We'll see. We're not there yet. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But hey, you never know. That executive order has done things in the past. Why would it not do it again, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's just look at the chart real quick, guys, because this is just like, it's too good to be true with the cycle theory. I'm paying attention to this, right? Even though we're falling, we bounced, come right back up, but you have these 3 bars, right, on AMC right here. When we go back to the January run up, right? So back here, when you look at this move, it's the same, right? You're going down, and then you have 3, and you go back down. So theoretically, we should start next week popping up, right, in price. If it's following, now it's never going to be exactly the same, right? There might be some days, some candles that are a little different, but the pattern, the overall pattern, guys, all I'm waiting for is this to turn green, right? Because this super trend has been red, and it flips, right? So it's time for it to flip. In my opinion, I can see us, coming back. This is the heavy resistance that we need to break, right? Which everyone has pointed out. That's 1, 2, 3. So maybe on the 4th one, like in the past, how AMC has done it, you see the breakout, right? So you see that thing go. I mean, you're talking about like some heavy moves, right, to come test the resistance. The resistance at in the 30s, from 30 to 34, is heavy. And the reason this 34 one, like, we got rejected recently at 34, that resistance goes way back, guys, way back to here, way back, like years. Where is it? Up here, right? 30 bucks. So there's always been resistance there. Okay, so that's why it's heavy. It's going to be hard unless it's just shorts covering. It'll break right through it. But with just buying, normal buying pressure, like when it gets there, I could expect to see some heavy resistance, right? So It's just in my opinion, like that's what I'm expecting to move up because of the past, because the fourth test, right, is usually the one that breaks it, guys. I don't know. That's what I'm looking at, right? So again, low on shares, guys. Only supposedly 500 shares. We got 19,000 calls in the money, but these guys are running low on liquidity. All right, we know that. Like there's proof here because we go down. This has not happened. This is what caught my eye right away. I was like 40%. It keeps dropping, right? The short percentage for the longest time, it was in the 60s, right? Since at least April. 60s, 60s of the volume, right? Like how much they're shorting every day. 40%? What? What's going on there? They're running out of ammo, in my opinion, right? Okay, cool. So we already took a look at this. The same. I was just saying, here's the support. Just a different chart, but it's the same thing. What I want to point out is that we need to come back and test this, and it's going to be around the $20 range, all right, for it to be the fourth test. All right, so here's the picture I want to show you. This is from Stocks Era. So you can see the red is the shares that are supposed to be available. The fee doesn't really matter because obviously they have some kind of deal worked out because it barely moves, right? From 2.5% to 1.5%. But the fact that they're running low here, zero, this is the amount of shares that are available. For some reason in April, around April 27, there was a lot of shares available. But ever since then, it's been in a decline, right? Because they're shorting it and shorting and bringing the price down, bringing the price down. But right here, look, zero, zero, right? So we had a little run up back in March around here. So what happened right before, right when they ran out, right? The price and the shares were available because people, must have sold or whatever. But right before what happens, you tend to see a run and some covering, all right? So I wanted to prove that. I always bring the receipts, right? That's what I'm all about. So now we're just gonna recap on Lucid real quick. It's had a decent, week. Had a big pop because of news that came out and then dropped right back, but it's now hit a reversal, right? So it's trying to make its way back up. You can look at the EMAs. It's riding this one right now, right in the middle. It's trying to get through. So just what I noticed is like there is some buying pressure coming in. Even though the heavy resistance right now is $20, right? So we're gonna need more buying pressure in order to get this break above 20, right? Because it's tested it 1, 2, 3, about 3 times before it dropped, and as well as just the market crashing right on the side. SPY is looking horrible. It's been down. Today was a waste on the SPY. Like it had a big dramatic drop and came right back to where it was, and it just ended up closing pretty neutral, right? So yeah, Lucid is releasing news. Let's just zoom out a little bit more, right? So this is where I had seen some support, right? And that's why we made our way back up after it dropped, but it was a little quick drop and it made its way back up. Right now it's above it, and again it's trying to make its way higher that way. Okay, so I believe it's gonna try to at least come back and test the $20 range soon, just because of this uptrend in the short term, all right? But the news is what's pretty much pushing it, guys. I'm gonna show you here. This is their official page, right? I like them because they're always informing us. They're very active on here. So check out this marketing they just did on Lucid. Sometimes the best things come to those who don't wait. Secure your Lucid Air before the price increases on June 1st, right? So there's a nice picture. Let's see. They recently had a presentation. I'm just gonna scroll through real quick because there's this article I want to show you that talks about what's going on here, right? But there is some big money coming in, and more big money coming into Lucid, all right? So I'm always bullish. Just this is part of the news. So announcing the latest details on AMP2, our first international manufacturing plant in Saudi Arabia, and the advancement of our global sustainability vision, Lucid Air, right? All right. So good news, like this was 2 days ago, right? So they just bought 120 acres in Casa Grande, Arizona, next to the electrical vehicle facility they already have, right? So they're adding more to the facility so they can produce more cars. And then this article here, Lucid secures 3.4 billion in incentives funding for Saudi Arabia plant, right? So they want to have the annual capacity of 155,000 vehicles, right, with this property in Saudi Arabia. They have signed several agreements for the construction of the production factory in the Middle Eastern country. The agreement signed with the ministry, right, with all them, the city at King, right, the economic city at King, and then The GIB are estimated to provide financing and incentives to Lucid up to 3.4 billion in the next 15 years. Wow, so they're going really long with this, right? The funds will allow the EV startup to build and operate its manufacturing facility in Saudi Arabia, expected to be completed by 2025. The new factory will create approximately 4,500 jobs and build 155,000 electric vehicles a year. Wow, that's insane. That's a lot. So imagine how once they're producing and pumping, imagine the sales and the numbers on that, right? So just kind of forward thinking here, right? Wow. So Lucid's global production capacity to 500,000 EVs annually by the mid. Those are some big numbers, guys. So yeah, this was some pictures from what went on there, right? I'm not gonna read every word on this, but I just wanted to point out that like they're good for at least 10 years, right? Like they have a big backing right here. There's a lot of money. And they're constantly, putting information out there, trying to get investors' attention. So, like I said, my goal is to get to 100 shares, right? So, I'm working on that, and that's what what I want to do. So, next, I'm gonna just point out this, the Redbox thing. It was up 40% in the regular trading hours, and it's now down 9.59% in the after hours. But this is what happens when shorts get trapped, right? Because in my opinion, this thing is kind of squeezing. The back that I'm gonna show you right now is absolutely insane, but that's how you get these big green days, right? So um ever since back here, which was I think like mid-April, yeah, April. So you have the first run back in March 16th, right? So ever since then, there's a dollar 80 right now, and it hit a high of $11, right? So the reason it got rejected there was because of this resistance, but it has gone to $27 before, right? And that's because the float is only 45 million shares, right? So when people come in and buy this stock, it's a lot easier to move the price or sell it as well, right? That's why it drops fast, because there's not a lot of shares. But this is where, I'm gonna back this up, like with the manipulation, like when the numbers don't add up and you're like, what's going on, right? Like just alone today, the volume was 41 million and the shares are only 45 million, right? So they almost traded the whole flow in one day, right? So even though I'm sure there's like a lot of people that have been holding, and also there's institutions that are holding this, right? So check this out. Kind of weird, can't make this stuff up, but the news on Redbox was that Chicken Soup to acquire DVD kiosk merchant Redbox for $375 million, right? Chicken Soup for the Soul Redbox acquisition is a head scratcher, right? I was confused. Like, a chicken soup company just bought Redbox? Is that what's happening here? Redbox to be acquired in 375 million deal by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. Nuts, huh? That's the news, but the reason the price is running is because there's no shares left. Zero. This is on Redbox, right? Zero, zero, zero. Been like that for a while. And when there was shares, there was only 6,000, and the price to borrow was the cost 715%. Sheesh, that's a lot to short that, right? So that's why there's no shares left. That's why the price is squeezing 40% in one day, right? You're talking about this right here. Look at this number. Institutional shares are holding 36 million shares, right? Long. 290%. What? So you go down here, like just alone Apollo here is holding 34 million shares, right? You can see down here, here's the most recent, 34 million. Nuts. And retail's coming in and buying it, right? They're the ones who are coming in and trading this. So you're seeing the spikes. That's why it runs like that, right? So just to show you that, guys, like that's what keeps me, in AMC, because look at how much this dropped, right? And then before you know it, starts reversing. And when it starts making its way back up, if you can squeeze the shorts, which we will, because there's, in my opinion, we will squeeze them. There's a lot going on and a lot of potential for the squeeze here soon. Yeah, guys, and of course the attention is on AMC and GME. The media is on it too, right? If there was nothing to talk about there, they wouldn't be talking about it. Right? So yeah, guys, that's the information I got for you. Hopefully, you get to relax this weekend, chill back, take a break from everything, and get ready for, we've already proven the apes are not leaving. I'm not leaving, not selling my shares, holding them, holding for gold, guys, until we hit that squeeze, all right? And I don't know, I just feel it inside me, all right? Like, trust me, bro, right? we're gonna squeeze. All right. So catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.